That looks like an intro, folks. And you know what that means? That we are once again embarking on another journey deep into the depths of the paranormal portal. And did you hear that fly go by? Like, and you're invited. So that was what I was going to say. But then that fly just shot by my microphone. Went, just shooting into the paranormal portal. Flies included, free of charge. Got that going for us. That's what I get for leaving the door open. Ugh. Got a house full of little flies, but that's okay. Gives the spider something to chew on, other than me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paranormal Portal. I am your host, Brent Thomas, and hope you're ready for an epic journey. Once again, it's Friday night. You've made it to the end of the week. Congratulations. Unless you work weekends, then sorry. But I hope you guys are doing great and having a great beginning of your weekend. I really appreciate you spending part of it with me. That's really incredible. I'm off work for the next 9 days, Elaine says. Ooh, Lane, what you doing? What you got cooking that you need 9 days to do it? Or is it just relaxing, enjoying yourself, unwinding? Good for you. Those are some of the best vacations, or just staycations, where you don't go anywhere. You just relax. You just enjoy yourself. So God bless you. Hopefully it's a wonderful time. Oh, sleeping. That's probably a good way to spend it if you're not getting enough sleep. Good for you. Hello to everybody. Hello, Barbara Moore. Rachel gets it right. Of course, Elaine, which you talked to just a second ago. Maggie's here. Grateful Owl is here. Annie Manuel. Barbara Mora is here. I'm still scrolling. I don't know what's going on with my scroll wheel. Kitty Cattywhack is here. Let's see. Come on. What is going on? I think my mouse is starting to die or something. I'm hitting the scroll wheel, and it's just not responsive like it once were. Maybe it's just too full of junk. I mean, they get dirty once in a while, and they don't track very good. But anyway, I'm just looking for any other new names that I didn't say hello to already. Come on, you piece of trash. I'm just clicking and dragging the scroll bar now. Deborah Neighbors is in here. Good to see ya. Let's see. Aussie Tip Rat is here. How you doing, Aussie Tip Rat? And Aussie Tiger. And with Maggie here, that's the Australian trifecta so far. Awesome to see you guys. Thanks so much for coming in. It's nice to be recognized down under. I appreciate it. Someday we're all going to get together and have a Foster's. Because it's Australian for beer. I know that pisses you guys off. I'm sorry. It's just so funny in my head. I know you guys don't really drink Foster's. But that was the first Australian beer I ever became aware of. And yeah. Apparently it's not that popular in Australia, actually. But it's kind of funny. Still funny in my head for what it's been worth. No, I'm gonna lose 3 people. Oh, why'd it go down 3 viewers? Well, yeah, that's because I'm bringing up Foster's. It's Australian for beer. Fade Blick. All right. Good evening, everyone, says Chucky Danger as he comes in the door. Sinfully is here. Sinfully Wicked 67 is here. Good to see you. Blue Line Bigfoot. It's the Jake is here. Good to see you, Jake. I always wonder, which blue line are we getting, Adam or Jake? But Jake, thanks for coming in, brother. It's good to see you. So I'm here to tell you, I've been extraordinarily busy this week. I've still got a bunch of stuff to wrap up. Before the week is over, I don't know how I'm going to get it all done, but I'm doing my best. It's just been a freaking marathon, but in a good way. I mean, I've just been exceptionally busy being on other shows, doing other shows, etc. And there's some possible surprises coming up. That's all I'm going to say. Not going to let the cat out of the bag until the cat is actually out of the bag, and then I'll fill you in on what's going on. But yeah, there's just so much going on. Oh my God. As you may or may not have known, I was on Coast to Coast on Tuesday, Coast to Coast AM. That was a great time. It was cool to hang out with George. And a little intimidating as well, being interviewed by George. But he was kind and gracious and treated me well. So I appreciated it. It was a good time. It went really quick. Very, very quick. I was on Bigfoot Michigan's Rob's show on Thursday rather. We did a live stream, had a great time with he and Tex, and enjoyed. I think it was a great discussion. Those guys, they're wonderful guys. I've known them for years, both of them, and so we had a good time just hanging out and chewing the fat, as it were. Most of the fat was mine, but we chewed it all the same. So, and then on earlier in Tuesday, before Coast to Coast, I did an interview with Eric Mintel Investigates on his channel, which will be broadcast at some point. I don't know when. It was pre-recorded. And then I co-hosted on Hometown Ghost Stories as well. So just for public appearances and stuff, this has been a crazy week. And then I got a kind of a secret project that I also did, where I'll let you know when that comes out. You'll know soon enough. But I was on that as well. And then, of course, doing these shows tonight and tomorrow night, as well as the podcast, as well as finishing up last week's video episode of the podcast, which was Gene Harrison, the Bigfoot and Dogman episode. I'll include some of the pictures he sent me as well, so that you guys can see those if you've listened to that episode. I've gotten a few comments back like, where can we see the pictures? And that's the problem with an audio format, is that we can talk about the fact that there were pictures. But I hope those of you that are asking that question go and watch the video version of it so you can see some of the pictures. Now, I'm full disclosure. This is his vision, what he's seeing. As I look at the pictures, some of them I think are real solid. Some of them I think are more ambiguous, but I'm not there. It's kind of hard being on the outside looking in going, well, that's just, blobby, pareidolia kind of thing. I wasn't there, and I've certainly got personal opinions about that kind of stuff, but I don't pretend to be able to speak with any authority about whether or not somebody saw something. So I'll put the pictures up on the video, and so, like I said, some of them I think are really good, very, very, very solid, but some of them maybe not as much to me. Maybe you'll see it differently than I do. So, but I do believe Gene is telling the truth. I do believe he's got very real experiences. He's been seeing things and has experienced several things in where he's looking into this phenomena. So I found him to be a very sincere guy talking to him. So anyway, you be the judge, but that's what I've been doing this week. That's why I'm so frazzled, but in a good way, because I think when, we're getting the word out there about the Paranormal Portal, which is great. That's what I've been really trying to do for the last several years. and now I'm actually seem to be doing it. So anyway, anyone watched the newest season of Unsolved Mysteries? They're claiming Mothman has relocated to Chicago. Actually, that's not new, Sinfully Wicked. Those claims have been coming out of Illinois for quite a while, around the Great Lakes region for years and years. In fact, if you go to Phantoms and Monsters, which is Lon Strickler's site, he has a whole bunch of claims from people in that area that have seen them. And if you go to Singular Fortean Society, you will find that's the Whalens. Tobias Whalen and his wife have been looking into that phenomenon in that area for, I don't know, maybe a decade. So it's not a new thing, but yeah, it's been happening up there a bunch. So there's lots of pretty incredible claims up there of these Mothman-like people. So go check it out. Yeah, check it out. But again, Phantoms and Monsters is probably a good place to start. Lon has been directly involved in researching that phenomena up there as well. So fantastic information if you're interested in the Mothman phenomena. All right. As always, ladies and gentlemen, Sheldon will be along when he can be. He's going to be joining us as soon as he is able. But until then, we're going to get to the news, and we're going to find out just what's going on tonight. I got 3 news stories piled up. Oh, you're welcome, Sinfully. I'm glad to help. Big moths are a bit ick. Mothman, super ick. It is a weird thing. Here's my confusion with the Mothman phenomena is that, and I'm not stating that I don't believe it at all, but What I find interesting is the disparity in claims that people witness. Some of the Mothman figures are huge, like 9-10 feet tall. Some of them are more human sized, and some of them are even smaller, like 3 feet. And I don't know what's going on there. Now, others of them seem to show these moth people like flapping their wings. Others say that they put out their wings, they don't move, and they just shoot up into the sky. Some of them almost look more avian, and some of them look more humanoid. And so I don't know what's going on. So at any rate, there is quite a bit of disparity in some of the claims. There's quite a bit of consistency in some segments of the claims. So maybe there's more than one phenomena going on here that everybody just kind of gives it the Mothman title. But there's a lot to unpack with the Mothman thing. It's not just one thing, in my opinion. So how about a Lantern Man moth? I'm not familiar with the Lantern Man moth. That's a new one to me, John. So if there's a Lantern Man moth or any information you have on it, feel free to send it to me. Anytime you guys find information about the paranormal that you think is interesting and might want to see me talk about on the shows, send it to paranormalportalradio@gmail.com or send it to my Discord, our Discord. Sheldon set up a Discord server for us, which I'll be going through tomorrow night on the show, but we'll talk about that tomorrow more. But if you do join the Discord, and the link is in the description of the show, so if you want to join our Discord, please do. Look for the question of the week, because every week we send out a question for our Discord community to respond to hear what you guys think. So that is an opportunity as well to participate in the shows and have your comment read on the air. So, are you ready? Are you ready to get noosed? I'm about to noose you up. Stupid fat nerds. I'm just going to go do a Schmeagle. I don't know. Anyway, let's get to some news and find out just what is going on in the world around us. Are you ready? Oh, I got the Ghost Radar on. I'm ahead of the schedule tonight, so I'm actually doing pretty good. I think these batteries are going out on my little lights here, so they're kind of faint. Can you see those? They're getting kind of faint. I left them on last night by accident, so I wore the batteries out. Anyway, Brent joke, lanternfly tearing up forests up here. Okay, gotcha. I don't know, John. I mean, hey, I don't doubt anything. I don't doubt anything anymore. I've been at this too long and be like, really? That's a thing? Maybe. I don't pretend to believe in everything, but I'm not saying it couldn't be possible either. So there could be a Lantern Man. Hell, I don't know. All right, let's need to smoke cleanse, Brent? Do I need to smoke cleanse? What is smoke cleansing, Annie? I don't even know what that is. Is that like a code for a bong hit or something? The one thing I don't need is drugs, because I'm really this twisted naturally. I don't need chemicals, surprisingly. Just every once in a while, a little screwball is okay, though. But I don't know. Smudging, but not native. No, I have sage bundles around here that I burn every once in a while to bring down the energy levels. I think it's a good way to flatline and kind of reset. Word to the wise, a lot of people say, oh, you need to cleanse your house with sage if you got bad spirits. And just so you guys know, smudging and saging is meant to just kind of lower the energy or baseline the energy just from a residual emotional buildup kind of stuff, and can help in hauntings just because that negativity can be pretty thick. And so saging can help lower that energy level. But if you want to get rid of things in your house, utilize frankincense, sweetgrass, cedar. There's several different essences. You can use singing bowls. You can use prayer. You can use holy water, salt, olive oil on the thresholds after you've cleansed, all kinds of things. So there's lots of different ideas of what you can use, in terms of actually getting rid of dark energy from your home. But Palo Santo, thank you. That's a great one. I got a little piece right here. It's kind of charred up now, but I burn this regularly here in the studio and in the house because it's a good for a reset. Do you spread salt? well, you kind of sprinkle it. I mean, if you watch Supernatural, they're dumping pounds of salt out on stuff all the time, but I don't think that's necessary, but you just kind of cast it out. Actually, one cleansing method that's very, very easy to do, and again, any kind of cleansing you do, if you believe in it, it becomes powerful. If you don't believe in it, it's kind of, maybe has some potency based on the fact that it's such a time-tested rituals, so to speak. But an easy thing that you can do is take sea salt and go around your house and put it in your palm of your hand and go into each room. In the middle of the room, take a pinch and cast it at all four corners of the room while saying, casting things out. You're not welcome here. You're not allowed here, blah, blah, blah. Do it for every room, every location in your home, and that's supposed to be one way to cleanse your home. So is it as effective as the others? Well, again, when it comes to cleansing, it has everything to do with what you believe, because I think faith is a huge component in spiritually getting rid of bad energies. If you don't have faith in something, like if I was to grab a Hindu prayer book and walk through my house and recite them perfectly, it wouldn't do much because I don't observe the Hindu faith. May have some effect a little bit, but if I take something, yeah, exactly, John. If you're Christian and you are, very devoted to that, then utilize Christianity, utilize those kind of elements, prayers, psalms, things like that, holy water, and any number of, sigils or signs that medallions that like the Catholic Church puts up, and, things like that. Those are all powerful if you believe in them, especially. So I use frankincense and myrrh. Yeah, myrrh is good too. Yep. All right. So let's get to the news. I don't know how I ended up there. Sorry, guys. I just kind of spiderwebbed into that. But enough of that. Let's get to the news. Are you ready? Because I'm going to news you up. Here we go. I got dragon's blood too. I got frankincense, dragon's blood, all kinds of different resins. I just have a whole bucket of that stuff. My fault, sorry, but no, it's nothing to be sorry about. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get you guys all informed. I'm going to inform you now. And hopefully what I inform you with is going to be welcome information and not a colossal waste of your time. But anyway, I kind of got a comment from the cheap seat today, but I didn't have time to put it into a visual for the comments from the cheap seats. I'll probably do it for tomorrow because, man, this guy was a dick. But it was on Facebook of all places. It was like, huh? And this guy wasn't even a friend or follower or anything. It's just like, what the hell? He just came by and did a drive-by, comment or whatever. And it was just like, wow, you're a dick. So I'll be probably putting that out tomorrow. Dissolve some sea salt in warm water and add to spray bottle and spray your way out of trouble. Probably more to it than that, like blessing the water. Sure. Yeah. Blessing the water. There's moon water, which is, another salt water kind of thing, but it's more in terms of, the witchcraft or, those kind of ideologies. But it's kind of the same concept as holy water, just a different methodology of empowering it. So I do a salt bath. Well, that's good for cleansing you and getting rid of, things in you. I mean, more in terms of chemicals and stuff probably, but maybe it doesn't hurt. Probably good for us. I will tell you that ancient Druids would actually, before performing rituals, go immerse themselves in the ocean, in the salt water. That was part of their cleansing prior to entering into rituals and very potent practices. So that is literally as old as time. So there is something to that. I have some frankincense and myrrh soap got at Christmas, but didn't realize the scent. I mean, that's good too. I think frankincense smells awesome. I have frankincense incense as well as little balls of resin or little chunks of resin of it. But I think that stuff is wonderful. Even the incense, although it's much less frankincense, I mean, probably helps. I think it does anyway. I have a lot of blessed palm in the house. Well, yeah, I mean, blessed palm is one thing, or you can grab cedar boughs. That's a First Nations practice, putting fresh cedar boughs over your doorways, leading into your home should act as a barrier to dark things, things like that. But when they get dried up and terrible, you got to take them down and get a new one. So got to keep them fresh. Apparently that's important. But burning cedar is also very powerful. So anyway, it smells lovely. I have resin. There you go. Yeah. I agree, Tommy. Some good stuff. All right, Nag Champa soap is awesome. I got Nag Champa incense. I got all kinds of incenses. I like incense. It's just nice. Anyway, that's not news, but it's a good discussion. Anyway, guys, I'm happy to have these kind of discussions with you as well. Patty Troy says, I have a native friend that gave me some type of fungus to burn, and I was supposed to hit every corner with it when I had a haunt a year ago. Glad I didn't use it. I would have forgotten the attic. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you do cleanse, you kind of got to hit every area, attics, basements, crawl spaces, everything that you can think of. Those, if your house truly is infested, a lot of times the presences they hide themselves in some of the most unlikely places. And usually they're like crawl spaces or very earthy places. Sometimes attics though too, that's for sure. But, and that's what makes me think maybe some of these are actually just, pissed off elementals because they would be more drawn in many cases to the earth, I would think, than to, our man-made homes. But I guess maybe it doesn't matter. It's just my mind, but they seem to hide out in places that people aren't. When they're just infesting a place, and they may come out and raise hell in the other places, but they'll probably retreat to some, weird, dingy place. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's the Halloween factor. I don't know. I bought some soap at a farmer's market, Wizard Moon Sweetgrass soap. Oh, that'd be nice. That sounds awesome. There's a container of, I think, millet seeds in my building's basement laundry room. Now I wonder why. Goblins, maybe? Oh. I didn't know anything about millet seeds. That's a new one to me, Rachel. So I'll have to look into that. Millet seeds. Huh. I mean, there's all kinds of different practices and observations for, keeping things away. I don't pretend to be any kind of expert on any of it. But, yeah. There you go. All right, let's get to the news. Welcome to the news desk as we dive into the Paranormal Portal news. This first article is coming from an amazing site. Now, throughout the course of the show, we utilized a lot of different sites here on the portal, and I would just encourage you guys, please support them. Please visit them, give them some traffic, and help them out because, of course, putting on these sites is pretty expensive endeavor, and your traffic does equal revenue for them to keep the lights on. So all these sites are amazing. They're doing it right. They're doing it well. And so all I can do is just try to endorse you to check those out, or endorse them to you guys, I guess is better said. So let's go to the first article tonight. It's coming from an amazing site, unexplained-mysteries.com. And this is archaeology and history, actually. I don't know. I just saw this headline. I was like, what the hell is this? It sounds horrible, whatever it is, but let's check it out. God, my mouse is just not doing its job. I maybe got to restart my computer again. All right, let's check this one. Well, maybe that's why my mouse isn't working. Maybe it's full of ectoplasm. Maybe that's what's going on. It's not tracking well. Well, I guess I got company here in the studio, so let's continue. Doomsday wreck could explode and produce a tsunami, experts warn. Huh? Yeah, you heard it here, folks. Doomsday wreck. What the hell is this? Did anybody know about this? This is the first time hearing about it. God, my mouse sucks. The ship's mast are still visible above the water. The wreckage of a World War II era cargo ship off the coast of England is still carrying a large amount of explosives. Built during the Second World War, the SS Richard Montgomery is perhaps the most dangerous shipwreck in the world thanks to its cargo of over 1,400 tons of explosives. Ooh, yikes.
Stupid explosives.
Built during the Second World War, the SS Richard Montgomery. Okay, well, I just read that paragraph. Ever since it sank beneath the Thames estuary back in 1944, other ships have steered well clear of the large masts which even today contain or continue to protrude from the water's surface. Most worrying of all, however, is the fact that its explosive cargo still has the potential to detonate, especially if another ship were to accidentally collide with its masts. Would they have those rigged to blow? What the hell? In the worst case scenario, in which the vessel's entire ordnance explodes at the same time, it could send a potentially catastrophic tsunami up the River Thames in the direction of London. Determining exactly what to do to make the wreck safe, however, has long proven a challenge. Well, maybe if they focused more on that and less on tweets, that might help. Anyway, sorry. Plans are not currently in motion to remove the masts, but some experts argue that this will not be enough. David Welch, senior explosives officer at bomb disposal company Remora, maintains that the only way to render the wreck safe is for the UK government to actually remove the explosives from it. Oh, I can't see that going wrong. I do think that someone's going to have to do something soon in the next decade, or we're going to miss the boat, he said. I see what he did there. The wreck is falling apart, as all wrecks do, and munitions are falling out of it. Over time, that's only going to get worse, and then you'll end up with uncontained area of munitions, and there's small fishing vessels in the area, and there's all sorts of other activities, and you don't want those items to become lost. If you fast forward 100 years, the likelihood is the wreck won't be there, but the pile of munitions will. Wow. Whatever they made the munitions out of, they should have made that the ship out of that too. What is going on that these munitions will not be degrading anytime soon, but the rest of the ship will? What? That's crazy. Well, there you go, folks. You might not have known that before today, but you know that now, and you're welcome. That's what I try to do here, is bring you the news of the world, folks. News of the world. So that's the first article up. That's news to me. I don't know. I mean, I can understand being a little apprehensive about removing that because you don't want to be that guy. Oops. The guy, oops. It's like kaboom. And there goes a huge tsunami up the Thames. I don't know. I don't know what's that many pounds of munitions. How big would that wave be? There's no calculations involved here, but I guess anything would be horrible, I guess. But anyway, that's that news. Let's go to more news, because wait, there's more, folks. And what is this? That's another news article, of course, from unexplained-mysteries.com. We're heading into the UFO phenomena now. And this one is a video, actually, that we're going to be able to check out here momentarily. I hope. I'm going to look at it and see if I'm going to jeopardize my channel by showing it. But anyway, this is from video captures airline pilots encounter with UFO during the flight. I guess that's the UFO. That's the view out of the cockpit. Look at, I'm scrolling my wheel and it's barely moving. That just sucks. What the hell is going on? My pewter is just not what it once were. All right. Let's see what's going on here. The footage shows the unexplained lights moving in the night sky through the side window of the cockpit. Whoops. I ended up right-clicking by accident. The incident, which was filmed from the cockpit of a Boeing 747 rather, during a routine flight from Saudi Arabia to Nigeria, left both pilots of the airliner scratching their heads. It had been around 30 minutes since the plane had taken off when they noticed a strange, extremely bright object moving around them freely in the night sky outside the plane. And this is my experience of seeing something strange or UFO, said Captain Ruud van Pongermannen. That's a hell of a name. It's a whole lot of extra letters. They could have just called him Ruud van Pong and been done. Who uploaded the footage to his YouTube channel? And what we will see is still a mystery. Before that, we thought it was a light plane, but it wasn't on our radar. And we thought maybe it was a star, but stars didn't move. Let's scroll. The UFO light shone for a long time and moved. Unfortunately, the flight continued without incident, but their encounter still remained unexplained. You can watch the whole video below. The UFO can be seen from around 21 minutes. Are you kidding me? Could this be evidence of an alien visitor, or is there a more conventional explanation? You decide. I guess we can look at this. I don't know. 21 minutes. How long is this? I just want to look at this. I'm going to turn it on mute here eventually. There we go. I didn't mean to stop it, though. Oh, it's not stopped. Let's go to... I guess we're going to get the whole thing. He's getting ready and everything. Where the hell's the UFO? What did they say, 21? Okay, here we go. UFO time! There it is, folks. Eventually. Oh, my God, my computer's so doggy. There it goes. There's the UFO right there, I guess. It's almost invisible now. It's kind of gone. There it is again. Where's the moving around part, though? It just seems to be sitting there kind of stationary. I don't know, maybe they didn't record all of the experience, but some of it. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like all of the same repeating clip here. Doesn't look like... Well, there's maybe something more here. Let's take a look at this. But it wasn't on our radar. Then maybe you thought it was a star. Oh, that's nice. They're giving us graphics of other things. And the stars didn't move, while the UFO light shone for a very long time. And then we also thought that the possibility the light was a satellite. Because right now there are a lot of Starlink satellites. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's I'm sure, pilots kind of know what they're talking about with things in the sky. I'm not doubting the guys that what they saw, but I will put a link to this in our chats if you guys want to check it out. It looks pretty uneventful, to be honest with you. It's not like, it flew up and scanned the ship or something, but at any rate, it's there, and I'm putting it in the chats if anybody wants to check out the video in its entire... What did I just do? I just did the wrong thing. Let me do this. I'm putting it in the chats if you guys want to see it. Oops, wrong one. There we go. And you're certainly welcome to. I don't know. Again, a pilot should know. They should be pretty well trained at identifying stuff in the sky. So you be the judge. You be the judge. Close that. What the hell? I just don't know what my computer's chewing on that's really causing so much trouble here. But I'll tell you, there's other trouble that just joined the show. And that, of course, would be Mr. Sheldon Thomas. How you doing?
Hello. Sorry, I was delayed.
It's okay. We were just going through the news, and actually, I got one more article left. So
Perfect. I just came in when you're watching a video.
yeah,
I only saw the tail end of it, but it looked interesting.
there wasn't much more to see. It was just a dot out the plane window that just kind of fades out into nothing, which is unusual if it wasn't a star. Stars don't usually wink out as you're looking at them, but anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I got one more article, though, Sheldon. Are you ready for this?
Absolutely, always.
Absolutely always. Well, absolutely always. I'll read it for you. How's that sound?
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the last news story of the night. And there's Mr. Sheldon Thomas joining us as well. So good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, too.
All right, this one's coming from Archaeology and History of Unexplained-Mysteries.com. This is major discovery upends what we know of Stonehenge's origins. So you know what Stonehenge is, right, Sheldon?
That's right. It's the big rocks in a pattern. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, in Salisbury, England, I think. It's in Salisbury.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously it's been long believed to be a ritualistic site, potentially an astronomical calendar, lots of different ideas. So I'm kind of interested to see what this will say, because I did go to Stonehenge and see it in person, and it was kind of cool.
Oh yeah. Isn't it one of the? Is it one of the wonders of the world? Is it one of them?
Yeah, I think it might be, actually. I don't remember which ones were. I know that, like the Hanging Gardens of wherever, Alexandria, and the Colossus at Rhodes were some of the wonders of the world. The pyramids, of course.
Yep.
But a lot of them don't exist anymore. And I think maybe Stonehenge was one of them. I'm not sure, though. I can't remember all the wonders of the world. I wonder what the hell in the world's going on most of the time. So that's my wonders of the world. So anyway, archaeology and history. You want to learn about this, Sheldon?
Absolutely.
Well, let's do that. So here we go from unexplained-mysteries.com. Let me do this and let me get you. No, I'll just leave you off. All right. Major discovery upends what we know of Stonehenge's origins, ladies and gentlemen. So what do we know about Stonehenge's origins? Stonehenge's origins?
Oranges?
I know. I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. It's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a week. Like I do screw up words often during these shows, but I swear my tongue is just not working anymore because I've been talking so much this week. It's been crazy, but let's see what this says. One of the Neolithic monument's most iconic stones came from much further afield than previously thought. Ooh. Sitting isolated among the green fields of Wiltshire, okay, countryside, Stonehenge, which dates back many thousands of years, remains one of the world's most enduring and intriguing monuments. Now, a jaw-dropping new study has turned what we know about the structure's origins on its head, while demonstrating that there is still a great deal about Stonehenge that we just don't yet understand. The study concerns the largest blue stone, a huge piece of rock that did not originate from the immediate vicinity, but was thought to have been taken from a site around 125 miles away in Wales. Wow. I mean, these are not small stones. These are enormous. So
Yeah.
how did these Stone Age people pull a several ton stone from Wales all the way to Wiltshire?
Well, it's kind of like the mystery of the pyramids, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Exactly how and why the ancient builders of Stonehenge managed to move this enormous stone over such a long distance with only primitive tools has long remained a topic of debate. Scroll for effect. There we go. My mouse is just not working tonight. It's like the scroll wheel's dying on me. Now, though, this mystery is deepened even further still with the revelation that the blue stone didn't actually come from Wales at all. It came from Scotland, over 450 miles away. Oh, so it was 125 miles where they thought it came from, but that's no longer accurate. It's coming from Scotland, which is 450 miles away. This means it had to be moved almost 4 times as far as previously thought, and it also suggests that people across the British Isles must have cooperated to make this happen. This doesn't just alter what we think about Stonehenge, it alters what we think about the whole of the late Neolithic period, said Rob Ixer of University College London. It completely rewrites the relationship between the Neolithic populations of the whole of the British Isles. The science is beautiful and it's remarkable, and it's going to be discussed for decades to come. Well, there you go. That is curious, right?
Very curious.
I wonder which actual stone they're talking about here, but I imagine it's one of the middle stones, because those are the biggest ones. But anyway, very cool. All the way from Scotland.
Just don't get how they did it, though. Like standing upright, putting a large stone on top of another. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they managed all this stuff. I mean, it's not that they were stupid people back then. They were probably just equally as smart as we are. I don't think our brains have changed that much through, many thousands of years, but I guess they would have had to have mechanical understandings to a pretty pretty profound degree, much more than we've considered possible before now. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at that, and a lot of these stones had since fallen off or broken or whatever, but that used to be an entire ring of these huge slabs of bluestone or granite or whatever. So that's no small feat. No small accomplishment. Yeah.
I wonder if it, it could be just a simple answer of like maybe it was a meeting place. I don't know.
Well, sure. I mean, whatever the uses of it was, that's really not as mysterious as how the hell they did it. I think that's what the big takeaway, much like the pyramids, like how did they do it? Because we're oftentimes, when we think of Neolithic periods of people, we're thinking of, basically hunter-gatherers with some, some agriculture maybe, but these were not, advanced peoples by most common conceptions of them. And yet they accomplished these incredibly advanced, works of architecture. So how?
Yeah.
That's what's pretty darn crazy. But anyway.
Yeah, incredibly.
Incredibly, for sure. But there you have it. There it is. I don't know, folks. I don't know what you think about that, but I think that's pretty fascinating. But anyway, what we're going to do now?
Move on to something.
We're going to move on to something. You're absolutely right, Sheldon. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to something. So
Wow.
This is going to wrap up the news, though. I hope you guys learned something, took something away. I just learned that they got the biggest rock from Scotland. That was 4 times as far away as Wales from where where Stonehenge is. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So that's what I learned today. And I guess we're going to go back to the rest of the show and see what else we can learn. So let's do that right now. And he says, we Scots have big stoons. Because if it's not Scottish, it's crap. There you go, Annie. I'm with you. I'm with you. Let me do this. Get you up on screen here, Sheldon. All right. It is time for something more. Something more, Sheldon. What more, you ask? I'm not even sure. Okay. Let's see what's more. I'm going to see. I don't think this is... Yeah, we covered this one last time. Let me close that because I left it open far too long. All right, here we go. We're going to go now into the UFO files, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to revisit howandwhys.com. And this is another one of those great sites. Again, championed by Vicky Verma, who is this incredibly prolific writer, reporting on UFO phenomena and stories. And it's just an amazing site. I hope you guys go check it out and read. I mean, he's got just so many archives of things that he's been cataloging for years. And many of these stories are brand new to me. Like, I don't think I'm a slouch when it comes to all these varied phenomena, but there's so many new things I've learned from this site. So, John Temperan's watching Santa Clauses too. Really? Well, there you go.
Hey, nice.
There you go. Glad you're safe back safe, SoCal. Big stones and a hell of a draft, Maggie says. You're kilting me. Thank you. Thank you. I just had to do that. Good to see you, SoCal. Thanks for coming in. And we're going to do some shout outs after this article. So just so you know, if you want a shout out, you should probably say something in the chat. Because that's how our list is populated. And
that's right.
Are you in Rumble as well, Sheldon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right. I see Justin Gooderus over there. Barbara Mora's over there. Paranormal Boone is over there. Good to see you, Paranormal Boone. Yeah, I know. That's you, Sheldon.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just kidding. I was just joking. Okay. I made that mistake one time.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, and I corrected it. Well, no, you corrected me, and now it's corrected in my head.
That's right.
All right. Man fought with 3 alien robots whole night in California's forest in 1964. Didn't know there was robots in California's forest in 1964, but if there were, chances are they weren't from here, folks. So let's get into this. This again from howandwise.com. And this article is from Vicky Verma, and it's from December 1st of 2020. In the heart of the COVID. In the heart of the COVID.
Hey, Kitty Catawak.
Kitty Catawak,
Thank you so
woo!
much.
Thank you very much, Kitty Catawak. Appreciate it. I need a drink. Sheldon, did I ever show you our science experiment that we do here on the show?
Maybe not.
Want to see it?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm going to put it up full screen. This
Okay.
is something the Minion and I discovered.
Does it have to do with a bottle, an empty bottle?
It does, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
So you want to see water get atomized? Watch this.
Atomized.
Yeah, watch this. All right, take a bottle, empty bottle. This happens to be Arrowhead water, which is supposed to be natural spring water from Canada. All right. You got to twist it. I think I'm going to try to twist it a little bit higher. There we go. There we go. And give it a twist and a twist and a twist. Get it really tight so the thing is just bulging on the top. And basically it looks like this. It's got this really skinny waist and all this pressure built up, right? Are you ready? Okay. Then what I usually do is hold it like this. And then the Minion comes up and he unscrews it. Basically with his thumbnail. All right, you ready? Watch your ears. Watch your ears, that's all I'm going to say, because here it goes. Do you hear that water? Listen to that.
Whoa.
I don't know if you see the smoke.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, I thought this was going to be something more lame, but it wasn't.
That one really sizzled, too. That was like way better than usual. It was like, I think maybe it's part of it is the pressure from the bottom one. Yeah, it is. As I squeeze the bottom one, it's coming up through the cracks or the little veins in between, and it makes that sizzly sound. Yeah, huh? There you go.
Do you know the science behind it?
Yeah, it's an incredible change in pressure. They actually make these fire starters, where you put like a piece of cotton or something in the bottom of a tube and it has like a piston, and you hit it with a hammer and it'll create a spark on that cotton that'll burn, and then you can start a fire. So it has to do with extreme pressure changes. So that extreme pressure change instantly atomizes the droplets of water still in there. Creates a steam.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yep. Something like that. Yeah. Through the portal in the back. What? Jesus, Maggie.
Wait, what?
Maggie says through the portal in the back.
Does that mean, Maggie? Care to explain?
This ain't the paranormal portal. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. There you go. So I wanted to show you that, Sheldon, because you'd never seen that before.
I've not.
I've done that a few times on the show now, but thought we'd do it again.
Wow, I missed every single time then.
I know, but I caught you up now, so now you know.
Wow.
All right, science. It's so much sciencey in here. It's just crazy. Where the lids are going. You know, I find them all over the floor later. I kind of step.
They're just littered.
Yeah, or Pikachu, my little white cat, comes in and starts batting them around like they're hockey pucks. So it works out. It's a win-win. You know, they get picked up eventually. I have no idea where that one went. I have no clue. Just boom, it's gone. I've actually chipped the paint on my walls doing that.
Really?
Yeah, some of them just go boom. It's like, oh, oops. So
Wow.
yeah, they can hum out of there. That's why I gave that gift of $9.99 for those corny cornhole jokes, Brent.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's absolutely forgiven. As long as you pay the joke toll, I'm all for it.
There we go. There's one check on the box. Butt jokes.
Yep. So let's get into this. This is man fought with 3 alien robots whole night in California's forest in 1964. Oof.
Wow.
I am not familiar with this story, but who says? Chucky Danger says Hollow Sky covered this story. It's wild. Well, let's get into it then and find out what's going on. Chucky's got the sneak peek. I don't know. This is brand new to me. On September 4th, 1964, come on, mouse, Donald Shrum is his name, S-H-R-U-M, went on a hunting trip with his friends to an unincorporated area called Cisco Grove in Placer County, California. And they'd been in that area several times before, and that hunting trip was no different than previous ones, but none of them could have thought about an alien encounter. Due to the extreme excitement of hunting, Donald Shrum got separated from the group while tracking down a deer. It was already nightfall, so he decided to sleep under a tree and catch up with the others the following morning. Man, people back then were just cut from a whole different kind of metal. Now he'd be like, hey, come pick me up, Mom. As he sat down, he began waiting to get sleepy. A white, strange light moving in a zigzag pattern grabbed his attention. It was coming through the trees at low altitudes, and at first, Donald thought it was just a helicopter and that had been sent to rescue him after his friends couldn't find him, so he fired the flare gun to let them know his location. Shrum was continuously checking the motion of the object, which was making no sound, and it seemed to be flying towards when it suddenly stopped a few yards from him. Well, that's creepy. When the object landed, Shrum realized it was not a helicopter, but a cigar-shaped UFO the size of a 14-story building. A small vehicle came out of the ship, which alarmed Shrum for his safety, so he returned to his tree, and he got into it. There's a picture there. I guess that's the little craft coming out of the cigar craft. Oops, let me get back over here and scroll manually. While being on the tree silently, he heard the sounds of walking and moving bushes, so he looked down closely. 3 strange beings were standing under his tree, and 2 of them were not humans at all. They were 5 feet tall, in a silver uniform, and their eyes were covered with some sort of goggles. According to Shrum, one of the humanoids looked like a robot from sci-fi movies, and its body was dark, and its eyes were reddish. Well, the terrified man hung onto the tree. It says hung the tree, but hung onto the tree with full strength because the aliens and the robot-looking entity started shaking the tree to knock him off the branch. Well, at some point, the robot emitted a white vapor from its mouth that ultimately made him unconscious. Moments later, he woke up and found himself still up on the tree, but the aliens were still there, and he lit some matches and threw over them to scare them, but it didn't work. Then he remembered his bow, and he used it as a weapon to hit the alien robot 3 times, but it did not cause much damage. Wow. Oh, there's an image of it, I guess. That's a pretty big alien, isn't it? What is it, a marionette? What the hell's going on here?
Interesting.
Or is this 2 pictures? I don't know what I'm looking at here.
You're looking at the robot.
I guess so, but let's continue. It says, Shrum tried hard to defend himself with the bow and arrow, but the other aliens joined the first one, and they again emitted the white gas towards his direction to make him unconscious. And Shrum once again woke up, felt sick, and noticed that the aliens were trying to climb up the tree. He managed to push them down with some efforts, but they got down and started shaking the tree violently. Let me scroll here. Eventually, they again released the toxic gas, and that time Donald found himself hanging on the tree with the support of his belt. But there were no aliens. In the morning, Shrum safely climbed down the tree and managed to return to his camp. When he rejoined his group, he found out that one of his friends, Vincent Alvarez, had also seen the UFO that night and also gave a written affidavit. Shrum interacted with an Air Force personnel and told him about his alien encounter. I wonder why that's hyperlinked. I should probably take a look, but the men refused to believe him and thought it was just a prank. Sure they did. That was back in the early days when they didn't believe anybody, or at least publicly. And it's still unclear how the aliens with toxic gas and powerful strength failed to get one man off the tree. But in regards to it, some ufologists claim that sometimes aliens study their abductees' behavior by scaring the hell out of them. And it was similar to the Hopkinsville alien encounter, when some small alien creatures scared some drunk people in Riri, Idaho. I guess I am familiar a little bit with Hopkinsville, but I didn't know that was in Idaho. That's weird. I thought it was like Kentucky or something. Scotland man Robert Taylor attacked by UFO and almost got killed in 1979. That's a different one. So the hyperlink actually brought me to a different story altogether. Mm-hmm. But we can read that one another time. But there you go. There's 3 alien robot things desperately trying to get this guy out of a tree. For what purpose? I don't know. What do you think of that, Sheldon?
I don't know.
Yeah? Do you believe him?
I don't know.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, it's a strange story, but here's the interesting thing is that it's not like these people were just absorbed in like science fiction. They may have been familiar with science fiction movies and stuff, because there was a few bad B movies and stuff, but what about, I don't know if I guess I believe them, because why would you make up that story, especially if a second person saw the craft and signed an affidavit to the fact that they saw a UFO as well?
Yeah, it's just, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
But it's just weird how they had so much trouble getting them down if they're these advanced robots.
Right. Idaho has have a lot of UAP sightings. Yeah. Yeah. I actually not too haunted. And I'm in North Idaho, the north tip of Idaho, up in a town called Sandpoint. And this is where I saw the very first UFO that I'd ever seen. And it was a flying saucer, and it was pretty spectacular. If you want to hear more about it, you can listen to pretty much most of the interviews I've ever done. Everybody always wants me to tell the story of the UFO, which is fine. But I often worry that, will people even want to listen to me, because I just keep repeating the same stories. But it's because I'm asked to by the hosts. They want to hear about the UFO story. And so I, of course, tell it. But trying to shake the squirrel out of the tree, Elaine says, yeah, really. I mean, get the kitten stuck in the tree. You shake the tree to try to get the kitten down. Maybe they're like, they kind of consider us the scared kittens in the tree.
Just come down. You'll be safe. Just come down. Just trying to get us down. You're
come
fine.
on, Fluffy.
Okay.
Jesus, Fluffy, get down. So they actually came down to save this guy from the tree. They're like, oh, look at that idiot. He's stuck in a tree. Let's go. See if we can help him. And he's like, Jesus.
The firefighters of space.
Yeah, they're like the first responders of the galaxy. We got one of those idiots up in the tree again. Let's get him down. Spray the white crap. It's like us with the water hose getting the cat out of the tree.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. My dad's biological dad lived in Orofino, Idaho. Okay. I don't know where that is. I have no idea. You're near Caldwell, so you're way down by Boise. Okay, gotcha. Not too. Okay, I was just down in Pocatello a few weeks ago, as a matter of fact, and Idaho Falls area. That was fun. I had a good time. It was really good, nice part of the state. Actually, Sheldon and I will be driving through that area in just a few weeks, because we're heading down to Vernal, Utah, aren't we, Sheldon?
Right. That's right.
Because we're heading to Vernal, Utah, Sheldon.
And I'll be driving most of that trip.
Oh, is that the plan?
I was thinking about today. I'm like, you know what? I think I would.
You're gonna drive the Brentmobile? Really?
Yeah.
You sure you got the sauce to handle it?
Just I have the job for it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. That's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what you do. I'm just looking for something here. Because there it is. Because we're going to be at this. We're going to Phenomicon, ladies and gentlemen. Vernal, Utah. We hope to see you there, by the way. If you can be there, that'd be great. It's happening September 4th through the 7th. It's a hell of a cool conference. I've not attended a ton of conferences, but I've been to smaller conferences. And this is the big conference that I've been to. And they do a hell of a job. They really do. Just to give you guys an idea of what's going on at Phenomicon, why don't I show you? Because let's see the speakers page.
Yes.
Shall we?
Yes.
Because if you come there, you will have a chance to watch presentations by the entire cast of Expedition Bigfoot, which is like Maria Mayer and Russell Accord. And you can watch presentations by David Politis, who is the missing 411 guy, and the pretty much the entire cast of Mysteries at Skinwalker Ranch, which is actually a show that's from Vernal area. As well as Nick Pope. George Knapp is going to be there. George Knapp, of course, worked with Bob Lazar quite a bit in bringing his story to light. And George has been an icon in the UFO communities forever, and investigative journalist. He's a pretty fascinating guy. I don't know him personally, but Eric Bard is part of Expedition or of Mysteries of Skinwalker Ranch. Greg Lawson's been on the podcast before. There's Russell Accord, and there's Jay Stratton. Oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy? You know this guy, Sheldon?
It's delayed.
It's delayed?
Yep. I'm waiting.
Okay, it's coming. It's coming because it is Mr. Tony Merkel himself. Mr.
Oh, there it is.
The
Yep.
Confessionals, Tony Merkel's going to be there. And I've talked to Tony for years. He's a wonderful guy, and I think he's fantastic and he's doing a great number of incredible projects. So we're really proud of all that he's achieving. All of us that know Tony are incredibly impressed by his motivation, by his drive. But he's going to be there, so we'll get a chance to meet Tony and talk with him. And Ben Hansen, who has been a part of many TV shows and more, and so much more. Dave Schrader, he's been on the show. Jessica Blunt, she's like a spiritualist down there. She's got some UFO experiences as well. Very cool. And so much more. So much more. Scott Cassell, Aaron Sagers, Richard Estep is going to be there. I'm not sure who Richard is. Ryan Skinner, he's been on the show, on the podcast. I've interviewed him actually last year at Phenomenon. Robert Kreider, he's from the Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, or Blind Frog Ranch, rather, sorry. And so much more. Blind Frog Ranch is filmed right down there as well. So there's so much going on. This is a lot of people. And the schedule is pretty incredible. If you scroll down, if you go to phenomicon.net, you can learn more about what's happening and what days it's happening on. And this is all happening at the beginning of September. So that's all going to be a bucket of fun. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be a lot to go. And Sheldon, you and I on Thursday night are going to be investigating with Jaron and Roman of Supernatural Station podcast on a property that's butts right up to Skinwalker Ranch. So we're going to be right there. Probably
Awesome.
probably wave at the cast. Hey guys, we're over here. This is where the cool people are, over here.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah. Oh, he's not okay. Robert Kreider's not a part of the Blind Frog Ranch. Just a heads up. Okay. Thanks, SoCal. I thought he was part of Blind Frog. My apologies that I misrepresented the guy.
Unbelievable.
Ron the Sage, you heading to bed? Ron, it's not
Ron.
bedtime yet.
No.
You are
It's
not
spooky-
excused,
spooky
sir.
time.
You must make yourself at home and grab some coffee. Yeah. So it'll be
Gotta have
fun.
Bad dreams first. Gotta
And-
listen to the show.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to meet Barbara Morris. She's going to be down there as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Barbara's going to be there. And so Karen Alberding, are you coming, Karen? You and Neil coming this year? I hope so.
Oh, Karen says, where's your table going to be?
I'm sure it'll be in the same place it was last year, in that same hallway. But yeah, we'll be just right next to the main conference hall on the hallway there. So there's plenty of great things to see, though. It's a wonderful, wonderful event. They do a hell of a job. So I hope you guys can make it. And if you do, please make sure to stop by and see Sheldon and I. And you, too, could become the proud owner of, let me do this. You, too, could become the proud owner of one of these fine stickers. It says Paranormal Portal.
That's right.
It'll look great on your vehicle. Be a great way to represent your favorite show. I'm just saying. Free of charge, ladies and gentlemen, because I love you guys.
That's right.
So yeah, these are I'm going to be giving these away. Anybody stops by the booth, you're welcome to get one. If you're a listener to the show, you get the big one. I'm just saying.
And the best part is, I mean, if you're sitting there like, oh God, I can't remember the name of that website. What is their home base? Guess what's on there? A QR code right at your fingertips.
Right at your fingertips. Just take out your phone and you can scan that puppy and get right to the main hub of Paranormal Portal, ladies and gentlemen. So
that's right.
That's what's going on. Who doesn't want to go just for this? Just for this little baby.
Just for that.
Just for that little gem, folks.
Come on.
I'm just saying. So I want to go. Well, you should be there, SoCal. Just do it. Just do it. Throw caution to the wind and just come.
Take a risk.
Just take a risk. Shadowside Paranormal Research Society. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Yeah, Maggie, you should get on a boat or start paddling and get over here, and you can go too.
That's right, Maggie. Come on.
Just, little elbow grease. Let's move it. You guys could be here. All you Australians could come over. Probably take turns paddling and get a bigger boat. I'm just saying. No, it'd be great to meet you guys. If you can make it, I'd love to see you.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest parts for me, is to have the chance to meet people that have been a part of the show for so long. I don't get many opportunities to get out and potentially meet you guys. So when I do, it's just such a treat. And I can't be more sincere than that. It's just, wow, you're out there listening to me. That's really cool. And to see that people are excited to say hello to me. It's like, this is weird. Really? No, it's cool. It just feels really good. So I hope you guys will make it. Yeah, Jake, Blue Line Bigfoot, you can make those reservations. You could be there too, you and Adam. There's no excuse. Just get over there. Get over there. I would actually, I'm working on figuring out some things on the East Coast that I can go to and get a table over there, because I know it's tough for people to get around, and it's tough for me to get around too, but if I can make it happen, I sure will. I'd love to get all over the place and go to these different conferences and say hello to you guys. That would be amazing. So if I do announce any more, or if I do any more conferences, there's a couple that I'm waiting to hear back from, and there's one in Oklahoma, and there's another one over on the East Coast area that I'm looking into. So if I can make more of them happen, I will definitely let you know. I have a Bigfoot expedition coming up in October. Where is that at, Shadowside Paranormal? Where are you, by the way, Shadowside? Where is your location?
Where's your HQ?
Where's your HQ? Yeah, absolutely. So just if you can make it, Phenomicon will be happening. We'd love to meet you if you can be there. It's just an opportunity to have a good time, hang out, and, just be cool like that. Right, Sheldon?
That's right. Be part of the cool table.
That's right. All the cool people will be there. Speaking of cool things, we're going to get to the cryptid corner. Right, Sheldon?
That's right. It's cryptid time.
It's time to dig into the cryptids, folks. So buckle up. We're going to start talking about the creatures that wander around us. So, Sheldon, I did a show with a show called Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and was hanging out with him and a guy named Tex. You haven't met them yet. Wonderful guys, and we had a great discussion. But Rob, who's it's his channel. He's like, I just love your show. You've got all those cool things going on. The graphics are so amazing, and it's in the top 5 of all the shows I've ever seen. I'm like, wow. And I said, I wish I could take credit for it, but I said, like that transition I just showed you guys, that was created by Grateful Owl and sent to me. And the news was Wes sent that to me, and the Unknown has sent me severals through the ages, one of which is this one. That was sent to us by the Unknown.
So good.
Yeah, it is really cool.
So
He did a great job. And then there's this one he sent as well. It's time for bed. I mean, those are really cool things that people have done. So I wish I can't take very much credit for that because that's all of you guys, just making me look really good. So thank you for that. Thank you for all that love and support that you guys continue to give and making this show better and better just with all your contributions. So if any of you are the creative sort out there and would like to submit things to use for the show, by all means, I'd be happy to take them.
I mean, that's why I genuinely mean it when I say we have the best community.
Oh yeah, bar none. Yeah. This is an incredible group of people. You guys have made it amazing. No, and you just showed up. I just showed your videos that you sent in. Because I've gotten a lot of compliments on the transition screens and things, the graphics that we've used on these shows. And I was just putting the thanks where it belongs with those of you that have contributed them. So thank you. I wouldn't have a clue, but in awe of all his talents, Maggie says. That's okay. So, oh, did you? Yeah, I missed it. Well, I think I must have summoned you is what happened. You just got that psychic connection. You were like...
Yeah, literally seconds
like,
before you came in.
The portal. I must go to the portal now. And I just shown your clips. So
just
literally just finished and went back to the screen. And then all of a sudden, hey, guys. It's like, ooh, this is magic. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get. Yeah, I heard my name in my head. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yeah.
You felt it. You felt that psychic umbilical cord tighten, didn't you?
That intuitive connection.
Absolutely. So we're going to go to Sasquatch Chronicles for the first. God, my computer is just being a brick. I know I got to restart because I got some updates that happened and it's been pissing and moaning for a while. Oh, nice! It just disappeared. Isn't that great? Welcome to the portal where things just.
Oh, there it is.
It actually crashed. My Brave browser just crashed.
Oh,
Jesus.
Woo!
Woo! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look at all this production value. Yeah, there you go.
You were just gloating about
I was just bragging about how great this show looks, how great you guys have made us look, and then my computer just poops the bed quick. Thank you. All right, let's relaunch this. Ay. I don't even believe that timing. It's like, yeah, this is so cool. You guys have done so great. And then, let's do that for real.
Tradition. It's just tradition. It's okay.
Yeah. Rob also liked the sound effects. He's like, I got to get a board that'll do that. so there you go. Yeah, here we go. All right, now it's loading. It's loading. Talk quietly amongst yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
Anybody got any cool recipes to share?
Shut up, Sheldon. Last thing I want to do is this for to become another episode of Food Network. The Paranormal Portal Kitchens. All right.
I want a really good bread pudding recipe.
You do? Well, that's what the internet's for. Go look it up. It's not for this show, you jerk. I just would love to make some bread pudding.
Oh, it's so good though. Come on.
It is good, but actually, I can give you a recipe that came from a haunted location. It's from Amy Bruni's book, Recipes or Food to Die For.
Yeah, is it the one you sent in Discord?
I don't think I sent it.
Cat poop fudge?
No, that's not from her book. No, her book. I think hers is Myrtle's Plantation. It's there. I don't think it's a bread. Is it a? It's. God, what is it? Croissant pudding or something like that. So it uses croissants or something like that instead of bread. Croissant. Yeah, oui, très bien, mon ami. So there you go.
You said.
I said yes, very good. Oh. Very good, très bien, mon ami.
Look at the linguist over here.
My friend. Yeah. I mean, I know a few phrases in other languages just to sound cool, but I'm like the guy that works at Guitar Center that can pick up any of the instruments and play like one thing. And you think, oh, that guy's such a good musician, but that's all I can play is that one thing. So,
What is the one song that like
Stairway to
Guitar
Heaven.
Center's- Yeah, okay, it's that one.
I can play that. Yeah.
It's
Actually.
a,
But I
that's-
can
that's
play
cool.
guitar, so that's a little different. But I mean, just like, they'll pick up the bass and be like, and it'd be like, wow, that guy's really a good musician. And then they'll walk away, and then you come to know that that's all they can play, because you hear them do it again and again to other people, just trying to flex. It's like, yeah, I know that. I know what's going on here. So that's me for languages. It's like, oh yeah, très bien, mon ami. It sounds like I know what I'm saying, but I have no idea. All right.
Why aren't you allowed to play that song in a guitar shop?
Oh, it comes from Wayne's World, a movie. It's because everybody that starts playing guitar wanted to learn Stairway to Heaven. That was like one of these songs that led most people to want to learn guitar. So they go, and it just got played the hell out of over decades. So it's like became this punchline at music stores, like no Stairway to Heaven. And then Wayne's World kind of capitalized on that. So
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
like the people that work there get so sick of hearing Stairway to Heaven. So oh God, it's like the 50th time this week. And quite honestly, most people that go into guitar areas and try to play stuff are not very good. So it's like listening to a toddler work on Twinkle Twinkle for a while on their violin. It's like, so, you want them to become these prolific musicians, but they don't start out that way. Anyway, let's go to Sasquatch Chronicles and hit the cryptids, because I have no idea how we spiderweb into such stupid shit all the time. But anyway, that's what happens here on the portal. This is absolutely unscripted, unrehearsed. So you're getting it right from our sound holes. That's it. So we're going to start with the first one here. This is from Sasquatch Chronicles blog. Special thanks to Wes Germer. And please check out Sasquatch Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen, theblog.com, not theblog.com, SasquatchChronicles.com. Wes does a hell of a job keeping this current and updated with lots of different information and stories, including listener emails he receives that never become shows, because he would have to do shows every day to make all of these into stories. But they're still amazing stories. So this one's from August 15th, 1986, Ohio encounter. And says, a listener writes, I live in Bellevue, Washington. Huh? Oh, it says Ohio encounter, but then it's, I live in Bellevue, Washington. Like, huh? I was born and raised in Connecticut, Ohio, where I lived with my family until the age of 19. I lived in the country 6 miles south of Lake Erie and approximately 4 miles west of the Pennsylvania state line. My best friend since grade school lived 2 miles due east from my house, and I'd visit him on a frequent basis during the summers and after school during the week. Weekends and pretty much any time that I was free. Well, I've traveled this 2 mile span of dirt road hundreds of times, and in all weather and at all times of the day and night, and I would often walk there, but mostly I'd just ride my bike. In the fall of 1986, age 14, I'd spend most of my day with my friends at my friend's house, but it was getting late, and it was about the time to head home. And it was probably about 11 p.m., maybe midnight, and I grabbed my jacket and headed out the door. The weather this night was in the mid to upper 50s, and it was extremely misty and very foggy, and for this reason, I decided I could not see to ride and would walk the distance with my bike at my side. Well, I was no stranger to being out after dark in the area I'd lived. I'd been camping and hiking dozens of times in the area and knew the surrounding woods extremely well. I had no fear of the dark, no fear of any animals other than the occasionally surprised dog that would take chase as I rode by on my bike. I knew what animals lived in northeast Ohio, and that there were no predators that I needed to fear. I've read that there is black bear in Ohio, but I'd never heard of anyone seeing one in the northeast area all the 19 years that I lived there. Got to pull and scroll here. I started off at my friend's house, walking south on Furnace Road, crested the hill from my friend's house, and turned right onto South Ridge Road, heading west. This dirt road runs parallel, approximately about a quarter mile north of the Connecticut Creek, or Canneat Creek, and is separated by two large farm fields, one to the north and one to the south. The borders of these farm fields are lined with thick woods. Well, I transitioned off the paved road onto the dirt road, walking down the smooth center of the road, and I stayed in the center of the road at night as it was easier to see the edges of the road and not walk/ride off into the ditch, especially nights with no moonlight. I was not able to see far through the misty fog, probably a maximum radius of 10 to 15 feet. I'd normally see porch lights at the house on the hill a quarter mile away, but not this night. The fog created a sound barrier which made for an eerily quiet walk, and the only thing I could hear was my own steps and my bike tires rolling along the smooth dirt road. Well, I managed to get about 200 yards down the road location. And there's coordinates there. And I was startled with hearing something off in the distance ahead of me. I heard the brushing sound of tall grass in the field/ditch area to the south side of the road off to my left. I listened as the sound in the field grew louder as it quickly got closer. I knew right away that it was an animal, and not a small animal, and I could judge by the steps it took as I heard the brushing of grass that it had seemingly long strides. The sound of grass moving stops as whatever it is turns and steps out up onto the road facing me. I'm no further than 2 car lengths, 20 to 30 feet from this animal. I stood in silence as the animal steps up out of the ditch and onto the roadside, and I hear the sound of gravel being crunched underfoot. There is one slow and heavy crunch. A couple seconds pass, and then followed by another slow and heavy crunch. Simply gauging by its steps, I can tell that this animal is carrying a lot of weight. It's standing silent on the roadside in the gravel. I was convinced and anticipating a very large buck, simply just judging by the sound and speed as it approached through the grass. And I also anticipated hearing 4 hooves on the gravel or a mix of steps from a 4-legged animal, not 2 slow and heavy bipedal footsteps in the gravel. I was perplexed for a split second. My 14-year-old mind is very convinced it's a buck and that there's nothing else it could be, so I'm sticking with that. I froze in hopes that this deer might sense me, dart off in a different direction, or simply trot right by without knowing I was even there. And I'm now standing in the dark, heavy fog in the middle of a dirt road, right smack center of 2 large farm fields in a standoff with a deer. I admit my heart was racing out of excitement, but I wasn't scared. I've been around large animals before, cattle, horses, etc. I wasn't going to back down, let alone run away from a deer. After all, I had no cover and nowhere to run or hide. Scroll. I quietly swing my bike from my right side to in front of me to act as a barrier, as it's all I had to defend myself. My mind was rushing as I anticipated that I was about to be mowed down. I'm staring blind into darkness with my eyes the size of saucers, fixed straight ahead. I'm standing my ground in an intense standoff. I'm not moving or making any sound, not even a breath. And after what seemed like forever, more probably like 5 to 10 seconds, I hear a quick, deep, and precise grunt. My immediate thought was, "Oh, you're a big boy." Wait, what? As I raised my head up from the level, the grunt from this creature didn't come from my height or even a head height of a large buck. There are no deer this tall in Ohio that I know of. I'm now focusing on where the vocal type grunt came from. I'm peering into the darkness at nearly twice the height of a deer. I estimated the likeliness of the head height of this creature. that of a fully grown draft horse, 7 to 10 feet or more. My thoughts are racing. Can this thing not see me standing right in front of it? Does it know what I am? I felt as though it thought I was an animal, anticipating me to startle and scare after this grunt, perhaps in hopes to cause me to run like some sort of prey. I don't think it knew what I was at first, but I felt that it definitely sensed me standing there. Maybe it heard me as I walked off the pavement onto the dirt road. Maybe noise from my steps or the tires of my bike may have caught some attention. I'm feeling a bit easy and a bit confused. Is this what a giant buck sounds like? I'd never heard a deer grunt before. It sounded very off for a deer. I was confused at the sound it made. It was vocal to the point that it almost seemed human, but if you played a recording, I'd swear I'd met a silverback gorilla. To this day, I can hear this sound in my head, and I will never forget it.